Let's get some analysis now with Omar Rahman in New York. He's a fellow at the Middle East Council on Global Affairs. Thank you so much for joining us, Omar. Can we talk about the unfolding humanitarian crisis in Gaza first? We know that the UN Human Rights Commissioner has condemned Israel's siege of the Palestinian territory. So too has the EU Foreign Policy Chief, Joseph Borrell. What Israel is doing in terms of collectively punishing the civilian population in Gaza is illegal in the eyes of international law, isn't it?
First of all, thank you for having me. Yes, it's absolutely illegal. And I think Israel has explicitly said that it cares nothing for international law in this case. It doesn't feel bound by the rules of war, and it's going to proceed as it sees fit. And, you know, yes, the Joseph Borrell and the UNHCR chief condemned it, but its political backers in the United States and in Europe have green-lighted everything it's doing, and it's receiving more supplies in terms of arms to carry out this very deadly campaign.
And during times of conflict, we've seen Israel do the same thing time and again. We know that despite one of the main rules of war being that the conflict should remain between combatants only, Israel has continued to essentially target the civilian population in places like Gaza. Yet, as you say, some of its international backers like the United States have allowed it to continue. At what point will Israel be held to account?
Well, I mean, it's been 75 years of, colonization. It's been 56 years of endless occupation. It's been 16 years of an illegal, brutal military siege of the Gaza Strip, and yet there's been no accountability. So it's difficult to project when there will be accountability in this particular case. The world's superpower, or one of the superpowers, continues to back Israel and back it to the hilt. And so Israel feels itself able to do whatever it wants without any cost, and therefore it's going to continue to do so. And that is unfortunately the case.
We've heard appeals from the UN Secretary General down for Israel to allow a humanitarian corridor at the very least in order to get essential supplies such as food, water and fuel into Gaza. Do you see that happening, and who needs to lead that charge?
It doesn't seem like Israel is willing to allow that to happen. I mean, obviously, Israel controls the keys to the Gaza Strip, and it's already sealed the Gaza Strip in terms of food, water, electricity, fuel, the basic necessities of life at a time when it's bombarding. So, the hospitals are running out of fuel and will shut down shortly. And that means even just the injured, not just the people that are killed, but the injured, their lives are being threatened. Children who can't eat, and again, the whole populace is being forced to starve. And there's been bombings on the Rafah crossing where Egypt has tried to supply humanitarian aid. So I think the Israelis are bent on not allowing that type of aid into the Gaza Strip. And this is, I mean, a tremendous war crime.
Okay, Omar Rahman from the Middle East Council on Global Affairs. Thank you as always for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having me.